Good morning students. In today's session we are going to see the transient stability analysis and state estimation. First we will see the transient stability analysis. We need to consider the autonomous system. So autonomous system is nothing but when you are doing a state space analysis, there are going to be a two system. One is your homogeneous system and another one is your non-homogeneous system. X dot of t is equal to ax of t plus bu of t. This is going to be the system state equation. When you are here, the system is considered to be homogeneous or non-homogeneous depending upon the availability of your input. If your input is going to be 0, it is going to be the autonomous system, and in simple you can express this equation as x dot of t is equal to ax of t. So when you don't have any input, it is going to be the function of only your state variable f of x. So here when you are considering autonomous system, the the system equation is described as x dot is equal to f of x, and when you are considering x is equal to x of t, this is going to be your state variable. F of x is going to be the function containing only the state variable whose vector is going to be n cross n matrix, that is n vector. The matrix A size is going to be n cross n, and f of x is generally a non-linear function of your state variable x. Therefore, in order to identify the stability in sense of Lipnovo, it is referred to as a equilibrium state. Therefore, under equilibrium state, Xa will be defined, and in which your x of t will remain unchanged for all values of your t. Therefore, we will get the equation x dot of E is equal to f of Xe, which is equal to 0. Therefore, the solution of Xe is going to be the fixed, and it is not going to have any explicit function f of at point t. For convenience, what we are going to do is we are going to assume Xe to be a non-zero, and it has to be translated to the origin at x is equal to 0, and therefore for all values of x, it will be replaced by x plus Xe. So we'll have the equation as d by dt of x plus Xe is equal to f of Xe. This d by dt of Xe is nothing but x dot of x. So here in the place of x dot of t can be written as dx divided by dt. If we are replacing this x by x plus Xe, we are going to get d by dt of x plus Xe, which is equal to f of x plus Xe, which is equal to f of x. And this gives x dot is equal to f of x. If you note here, the current x is going to get differed from the old one to the new one by a amount of factor called Xe. And later, if you see by definition, this translation will not affect the stability of your system. Therefore, by origin, it always maintains your same state. Here, the value of your f of x is not going to change when the time is going to change. Therefore, it is going to be maintained at a stable condition. Next one, it is going to be your, here A is equal to d square by delta divided by dt square. Two things we have to understand. One is A less than 0 and other one A greater than 0. When A is going to be less than 0, the point P will be above your power line. And when A is greater than 0, it is going to be below the fault clearance line. And for the two angles maintained is delta S and delta U. Delta S is going to be sine inverse of your PM divided by A, x to the power of C, and delta U is going to be pi minus delta S, which is corresponds to 0 acceleration. These two angles is corresponding to a 0 acceleration. When delta increases from delta naught, consider when your delta is going to increase towards delta naught at omega is equal to 0. At that moment, the acceleration delta m is going to be negative. When delta begins to decrease, suppose if the value of your delta is going to get decreased, then the machine speed is 0 and the angle will be less than your delta s, which makes come back because your A is greater than 0. So as far as concerned, the power angle swings back and forth between the value of delta S. So between this particular value, your power flow will get swing up. and therefore here when you check, it is going to get swings between your hence and forth between the angle delta L. Therefore in this case, for E minus delta less than 0 at delta U, because delta U is unreachable and omega E is going to be imaginary function. Next is going to be the state estimation. So when you see the introduction towards the state estimation, it is going to be the energy management system. So energy management system is one of the most important aspect which we need to consider when we are operating it with the battery, renewable energy source, conventional source, like how exactly the power is going to get managed between the source and load. And in general, it is in real-time applications to compute and maintain the security of the operation at minimum cost. This EMS is the major concern which has to be run in under real time in so as to compute and maintain the security of your operation under minimum cost. Therefore, the power system measurement will provide the information with respect to SE program for processing and analyzing. SE program is nothing but state estimation program, and also the functions in the state estimation program will include the topology of gathering the data and monitoring the gathering the data, storing the data, monitoring and making the data effectively in order to break the circuit or disconnect the switches in case of any of your fault occurrence. Therefore, the state estimation of your voltage and angle will be obtained in all buses by means of your weighted least squared method. Then deduction of your inaccurate data. In case if in a network any data recorded or any data monitored after recording is incorrect, then tap changing transformer, shunt capacitors or breakers is available. That is because of this particular tap changing transformers, shunt capacitors or breakers, if any of your inaccurate data has to be deducted from the network parameter, the general SE model, that is state estimation model, whatever we have discussed, is based on the steady state function. So your many of your algorithm, what we are using it for the state estimation will include convergence problem. Convergence problem is nothing but traditional AC may not converge if the power system state is faster than the SCADA data, that is whatever data it has been stored. Then possibility of missing critical data information from the communication channel. Then system parameter database with many errors. Then report changes in system parameters or devices such as breakers, taps or disconnected from the switches. This is true when the topology will be changing or undefined. Now you can see the computed value from the available measurement, whether they are observable or controllable. For example, for a zero impedance branch switch or a closed switch, the following constraints has to be included in: Vk is equal to Vk minus Vm is equal to 0 and theta Km is equal to theta K minus theta M. Here Vk is nothing but kth form voltage. From this it is possible for us to apply the obtain the power Pkm and Qkm. When doing so, this is going to be the additional used as an additional state variable, and it is independent of your complex voltages Vk e to the power of j d theta k and Vk e to the power of j theta m. Since Ohm's law cannot be used to compute the branch current as a function of these particular voltages. This is your first condition. Second condition is going to be your open switch. First condition is going to be your closed switch where your impedance is going to be 0. Second condition is going to be the open switch where the impedance is going to be infinity. So under this condition, the state variables are included in your state estimation. Here no pseudo measurement is added in case of your switches because of its unknown status. And also situations occur in, if any situation occurred with respect to the incorrect data, then the status of the switching device will affect the state estimation convergence. So in these cases, what we have to do is we have to treat the status of the unknown parameter and proceed it with the state estimator, where it will include the estimation of the correct status. And the third condition is going to be branch impedance is going to be unknown, where the system is going to have a complex network such that the transmission line is going to be the pi equivalent model, consideration of other constraints in addition with the inclusion of your flow state variables. Next, if you consider the example, the equivalent pi model, where the series branch impedances has to be estimated. In this case, the power flow PKM, QKM, PMK and QMK are considered to be the additional state variables for the voltage vectors VKM and VKK into e to the power of J theta M and J theta K. This terminal power flow will be expressed as a new variable rather than as a function of terminal bus voltages, which in turn the series branch impedance will not be appearing in the measurement model, and it can be written as PKM, PMK, QKM and QMK. So it is your positive, this is going to be your positive sequence current, this is going to be your negative sequence path. So if the positive sequence is represented as PKM, means negative sequence will be represented as PMK. So this is how we are going to have the state estimation process for the power flow. The important terms that we need to, the important points that we have to remember under state estimation is, here it will be referred to the process of computing the solution. Basic load flow analysis will be taken into account, and also data needs to be exchanged between the source and the end users, and here external equivalent circuit. External equivalent circuit representation is required so as to perform the online state contingency analysis. Without that equivalent circuit, online state estimator will be limited with respect to the monitoring of your voltage level, phase angle, line flow and network topology. Thank you, students.